Foot Clan, it's fantasy draft season. It is time to get your league right. And if you need a trophy, you need a belt, you need championship rings, you need any of that swag that defines a great league, head over to fantasychamps.com. You can use our code BALLERS, get 10% off any of those trophies, rings, belts, any of that sweet swag. That's fantasychamps.com.
The Fantasy Footballer Studio is sponsored by Walmart. Welcome to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Oh, welcome in. Friday, August 22nd, on the precipice of one of the largest draft weekends of the year. Welcome into the Fantasy Footballers. Mike, the Fantasy Hitman, Jason Moore. I'm Andy Holloway. Gentlemen, we are here. It's Friday. We've got a mock draft episode today. A super mock.
Super flex. For
Super
all,
mock.
those 2 QB people out there, which there are a lot of you. I play in.
We
We all play in a few super flex leagues. It is not necessarily our preferred format, but it's fun, and you can say, it changes a little bit of strategy. I think people think it changes way more strategy than it does. But yeah,
I know Mike would agree with that, and I think it'll be a chance for us to revisit player values today on the show. We'll be drafting against the footballer staff, and that'll be a good time. We're drafting back to back to back. That'll be kicking off here in a few minutes, so looking forward to seeing how these teams shape up. And I was in the UDK app yesterday marking a few players for later in the draft.
Yeah.
So, starting to
getting ready for the real thing.
Yeah, we've got our draft on Labor Day for our league of record, and then we're in the midst of some other drafts right now. But
you know what other drafts are coming up?
Oh,
the Megala Bowl is open for signing up, so go to megalabowl.com, play in leagues with us. There will be 20,000 people playing. Whoever wins the entire Megala Bowl will get an ultimate draft kit forever for the rest of their life, as well as they will be in next year's Listener League. Speaking of all the Listener League submissions, we have made our way through them. We shall be selecting people today and contacting them in short order.
Okay, yeah, we're ready to get the Listener League going again for 2025. That's exciting. I perused several entries yesterday. A lot of good stuff out there, so thank you. It's hard. We only get to choose a handful of people to join us, but it doesn't mean we don't appreciate all of the entries and the time put into them. They are awesome, and your passion for fantasy is awesome, and we love you all very much. UltimateDraftKit.com if you want to pick that up before the big weekend. Let's talk some news.
News and notes from around the league, presented by Progressive Insurance.
All right. It's funny because I think Jason a couple days ago mentioned Romeo Doubs as one of those potential trade targets for teams. Matt LaFleur
He heard me talking about it.
Yeah, addressed trade rumors, said, quote, that will not happen.
Okay.
So at least that's what Matt LaFleur's saying.
That's fine. I think it should happen. If it just makes sense for all parties, but that
does it?
I think so, because I don't think that Romeo Doubs is a needle mover for this version of the Packers. With their receiving core, Kraft is going to be able to step up if Doubs was gone. You've got the first-round rookie. Obviously, Jaden Reed's health, maybe I don't know whether he's truly healthy or not.
If you take Doubs off the team, look, at least historically, Jaden Reed just plays the slot. You go to 2 wide, who's the number 2 wide receiver then?
I mean, this is where Jaden Reed needs to be on the field more.
Well,
we're all hoping.
Yeah, it would be Wicks, who is hurt and can't catch.
Yeah.
But Which is one of the top things I've like in my wide receivers.
I think where Romeo Doubs is, I can agree that maybe he's not like a needle mover, on the extreme positive side. But I think he might be a needle mover for the Packers if you take him off.
Sure.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. By the way, the Vikings, apparently, according to Adam Schefter, I actually first saw this from Kay Adams.
Did you?
She was interviewing their head coach, Kevin O'Connell, and talked about how she would love to see a reunion between the Vikings and wide receiver Adam Thielen.
Makes so much sense.
And,
I'm back, baby.
You draft Tedero and McMillan. You've got Leggett. This is like, let's
You've
build
got
for the
Coker.
let's
You've got
build-
Renfro.
Yeah, build for the future. I mean, you're not Super Bowl bound or challenging really for anything of note other than camaraderie and, you know, a good meshing young core for the
Right.
future. Get something for Adam Thielen, who right now the Vikings, they are banged up.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson is back to practice, but he's not doing much.
The first place I saw it, Andy, we're going to give the shout out, Charch.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Charchian was
Okay.
tweeting about this weeks ago.
Okay.
Minnesota man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be quite the reunion. He could really help them
He really could help
move
them.
the needle. And right now,
It's
Rondale
just-
Moore's already out for the entire year. Jalen Naylor's hurt. Addison's suspended.
I've been in a couple drafts recently where, you know, I've talked about this a lot on my ice. It was basically don't draft a 5th round tight end. There's good players there, and the difference between 5th round tight ends and 9th round tight ends, they aren't worth what you sacrifice. However, I've seen Hawkinson
Starting to get hot about Hawk.
I've seen Hawkinson drop in plenty of leagues where he's in the 7th, 8th round, and he should get off to a Hawk start because
Okay, there it was.
you know
Thank you.
if you've got Jordan Addison, you know for a fact Addison's not playing the first 3 weeks.
Mhm.
We don't know exactly how healthy Justin Jefferson is right now. He's coming off of the hamstring issue, and then Naylor is definitely injured. So the first couple weeks, Hawkinson's going to be extremely utilized.
All right, Jim Harbaugh, Chargers updates here. Declined to address whether Najee could begin the regular season on the reserve NFI list.
Uh-oh.
So we don't have inside information here at all, but just speculating, it seems from what he is currently doing in practice to say, let's go get tackled at, have some helmet smash into your helmet by NFL players in real games in a couple weeks. I don't know. I lean towards him not being active.
It's a really weird situation. We got some information from talking to an eye surgeon, of the potential outcomes from an incident. There's only so many things that can happen to an eyeball, legitimately. And it's there's either the great severity of needing surgery for something, which he did not get, or there is.
Is that a Mac Jones, though?
I don't
Is
think
that a
so.
Mac-
I don't think,
other dudes would have got
everybody else would have got
I think
surgery,
with
but
the eye. I don't think he Mac Jones with the eye.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's because of the timing, right? This was July 4th.
yeah.
So because of the
That is
timing,
the 4th of July.
Yeah, that math checks out on that one.
wait, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, it was a 4th of July accident. It was
right.
fireworks.
No,
So
okay,
what,
I got
was
you.
what was that date again?
To be fair, if you check out my neighborhood, it could have been July 8th. I don't know.
Leftover
Yeah.
fireworks.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right. Well, thank you. Yes, July 4th, the incident should have it could have been healed by now, right? So then there's only a certain amount of things that could happen. It very well could be related to vision, just vision and pain tolerance. And both of those things, obviously that's going to affect you on the field if you're trying to run the football. So we don't know what
I don't think there's a shot for eye pain. You know how if your back
No,
or your
you
knee.
can get drops, though.
Okay.
They have drops that numb your eyes.
Quentin Johnston.
Or an eye surgery is going to be. That's bad. That's a bad
there's
time.
There's stuff if you get stuff in your eye, a lot of times it cannot do anything. They cannot go in and surgically
Right.
remove it. You just have to live with it and deal with it. And
The amount of things that we have to learn about for a fantasy football
could we just
show.
make this more simple here? Yeah. Individual drills for Quentin Johnston in practice, so he is on his way back. Commanders head coach talked about Chris Rodriguez Jr. handling the short yardage goal line opportunities. Austin Eckler is obviously there. We have Jeremy McNichols, and then we've got – go ahead.
Bill Krowski could pick an orange from an apple tree.
Oh, gosh.
Perfection.
So it's one of the handful of muddy backfields that you have a great quarterback and an offense you might believe in. But right now, if it does break down into 2 or 3 running backs, it's going to be a hard week-to-week start situation. You'd think that Austin Eckler would be the leader in the clubhouse in terms of who you draft.
He certainly will be who I draft first.
But it will be disappointing. I mean, we talk about the 3 things that you want for a great fantasy running back. Opportunity, we don't know exactly what that breaks down to. Good team, we got that. But then goal line opportunity. Like, Eckler might not have that.
Right.
So
But
Dan Quinn was
work.
pretty – like, they were like, is it fair to say that, Chris Rodriguez is going to be that guy? He's like, yeah. I mean, that was a pretty good answer.
I'm not going to hit the breaking news button on this one, but Adam Levitan is doing some snooping on the internets, and Adam Thielen's wife on Instagram posted a story that says "big news," all caps, heart, 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 heart.
Oh,
But not just a heart, Jason.
Oh.
Heart exclamation point, which I have never seen.
Apparently,
that's one of them.
Well, let me add some to that.
We got
Mike.
more?
I know. I'm just reinterpreting this. This looks like. I mean, is that a black background or a purple background?
I see a little purple.
'Cause if it's
That's definitely purple.
If it's a purple background,
Without a doubt, I'm looking at it purple next to black. It is purple.
That's not
Right?
Minnesota purple, though.
yeah,
But
that's,
I mean, purple's
that's
purple.
Minnesota purple.
Yeah.
You got to be vague.
What are you talking about?
She's not going to come out with a Vikings logo.
Yeah, man, this is purple.
That's purple for sure.
I mean,
All right, Book,
basically,
I'm
we're
just gonna
reporting
move
Adam Thielen traded to the Vikings.
Yeah, all right. I'm updating my UDK immediately.
We had some football last night. We had Cam Scadaboo back out there on the field. We
Love to see that.
We had the trifecta of dub eaters.
Oh, man. Dude,
Jameis Winston, Jackson Dart,
you want
Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
you want people to fall in love with your team. I'm falling in love with the
Yeah.
Giants right now. I don't think they're going to be good, but like the vibes there, they're having fun. And this is, I think, really good news for Jackson Dart for his future. Like he's set up where he doesn't have to go right into the Wolves' den.
Oh, he may be there soon.
Well, he might play his way there for sure.
I just mean like the way their schedule is. They have a brutal schedule. Like how long can Winston last with the way Jackson Dart's played this preseason? I don't know. But Scadaboo being out there, that's
Who
sign.
gets the boot? I mean, probably DeVito.
Oh, yeah. Well, you mean doesn't make the roster?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, DeVito.
Well,
I mean,
well,
you're not going.
they-
You're going to have Jameis and you're going to have Russell and then you're going to have Dart. Those three.
Just saying, like, are they?
Oh, right.
I'm like, are they
right.
gonna Cleveland Browns this and carry 4?
No, they won't. They wouldn't do that. I guess. Yeah, you're right. Math's out
but
there.
who knows?
So we had
Everybody. I mean, sorry, Cutler. Or Cutlets. You're gone.
we did have
We're going to
Jalen-
Cutlets you.
Jalen Warren was out there.
I can't even say the word. I can't.
switch.
Brick.
Jalen Warren was out there playing. Kenneth Gainwell came in after him. Caleb Johnson got some time. Got darn blowed up. He got blowed up on a kick return.
Yeah. He was. Let's not have him returning kicks. He's a vision patience guy, and he's like jogging down the field
Yeah, they
waiting for
did not
something to
look
happen. It's
very
like
fast.
that's not his forte. Just put him behind the line.
All right, that was today's news and notes, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers, not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. We're not going to wait any longer. We're going to jump right in.
The Fantasy Footballers Mock Draft.
All righty, we have a 12-team half PPR super flex mock draft. So 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex, 1 super flex. And so a lot of quarterbacks going to be off the board. The big differential there, obviously, we talk so much about onesie positions being quarterbacks and tight ends, and the fact that, look, you don't have to compete. There are a lot of quarterbacks out there that are going to make an impact on a daily or a yearly basis. And only 12 of them get started in your league normally. In a super flex, you're talking about 75% of, quarterbacks in the league being played and mattering. So
And there's
it's gonna
also
change.
a supply and demand issue. Like when you talk about tight ends or versus quarterbacks at the onesie position, or even if you go running backs or wide receivers and you need 2. So, there's 24 starting running backs. Well, there's far more than that. At quarterback, when you're starting 24, there are 32 total. Every week that start, I mean, obviously, that start the game, there are 32. So, and that's if there's no bye week. So every single quarterback will be drafted in a Superflex league. And then the waiver wire will only be injuries in the future because you're usually, we won't do it on this mock, we won't go deep enough, but you're usually in a true super flex. You're drafting the promising backups as well.
Yep. So our draft spots in this draft, Mike at 2, I'm at 3, Jason at 4. First pick off the board, Julia went with Josh Allen. Not a surprise. Mike, you are on the clock as we get this first round underway.
Yep. So with the second pick, there are still elite quarterbacks on the board. When I'm in Superflex, my strategy is generally when I'm up at the top, if an elite difference maker is there, I will go with them. But once that tier melts down, then I want an elite player in the first round. I don't want, the QB6 in the first round over a top tier running back or wide receiver. But I'm at the top, so I'm going to make it easy and take Lamar.
Well, if I had been staring down Lamar, Jaden, I actually would have gone Jaden in this draft. Jaden is who I'll take at the 103, only because
you don't like 4,040. I got it.
Nope. Because of the Lamar Jackson
the foot
injury right now. I've
he's
seen
fine.
I've seen some people more concerned about the Ravens maybe not being as open with that injury. We have been told he's fine, but if it's that tight, I would maybe go that direction.
The only concern you need to have about Lamar is how forthright are they with the information about his diarrhea.
He does miss games.
That's the only thing. That's what's taking him off the field. Not that foot. He's fine.
I will say, when you're talking about the big, the best quarterbacks, the top 4 or 5, if you throw Burrow in there, I see Lamar as the clear pick outside of the injury. Like I would have taken Lamar over Lamar Jackson, but injury does matter.
Taken Lamar over Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, Lamar over Josh Allen. I would have taken him as the first quarterback off the board, but I will say that when there is this injury concern, and it's hopefully nothing, probably nothing, but when you're splitting hairs over elite or elite options, yeah, I don't blame you, Andy, for going, well, I'm just going to take the healthy elite one.
That's a question for Jaden Daniels. Do we really think he can get there?
I think he can absolutely get there. Now, he has his own risk because he has to level up. He can't just do what he did last year and be worthy of that. But I based on what he did, I definitely think he could get there. You saw Kyler take that second-year leap forward with Cliff Kingsbury, and this will be the second year with Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh, baby.
Breaking news.
Oh, my goodness. The Commanders have traded Brian Robinson Jr. to the 49ers for a 6th round.
Oh, the check-in. Oh, my gosh. This is great. So, Mike, where are you drafting Christian McCaffrey?
101.
Wow.
Are you serious? You think Brian Robinson matters to Christian McCaffrey?
Would Jordan Mason have mattered to you?
No.
Okay.
And Jordan Mason's a much better running back.
I think that this is a player who could take instead of having Christian McCaffrey play 90% of the snaps and have, 350 touches through the course of the year, you could have some of that go away. It's not gonna nerf McCaffrey. They're not gonna be in a timeshare. But I'm saying,
101 is a high bar. 101's a high bar.
101 versus the 109.
I'm saying 101 as in this changes nothing for me.
Well, let's check in with Kyle. Kyle, you just drafted Christian McCaffrey moments ago. How do you feel about that pick? Anything change with your opinion?
I ain't scared. No.
All right.
Brian Robinson lost his spot to a 7th-round rookie. Brian Robinson is meh. Durendo is
that is not fair. Saying a 7th-round rookie when it's Bill Krosky.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes,
Bill Krosky could kill 2 stones with 1 bird. I mean, how dare you?
The 49ers.
It matters to have some
need
players
bodies.
that can take snaps, though.
That's fine.
You need bodies to take snaps, and look, he'll be hurt soon because
that was the other point we needed to get to is Brian Robinson is definitely getting injured now.
Yeah, it's been the story. So, but it also it does have implications. I mean, McCaffrey has been hurt 3 of the last 5 years. Brian Robinson is now the higher value insurance back on the 49ers that will run the football and need running backs. So
it certainly takes Durendo out of the must draft if you grab Christian McCaffrey.
It puts them in a position where, look, historically speaking, your odds are much greater that Brian Robinson is starting games for the 49ers this year than he isn't. That's the truth.
It has
That is the
increased
truth.
today. It did increase.
Even pre-Christian McCaffrey, we saw this all the time. Players get hurt. 49ers get hurt. We got to get back to the draft. I went Jaden Daniels. Jason went Jalen Hurts. So the first 4 off the board, all quarterbacks. This is where you start to see a little bit of
this is where it slows down.
Yeah, Burrow ends up kind of in his own tier. I was on with JJ Zacharyson yesterday talking about this exact thing. Burrow's kind of in the top 5 for some. He's also kind of in his own tier because of a pocket passer. But Jamar Chase went 105, so that's where he went in the Superflex. Bijan, not Brian Robinson, but Bijan Robinson at the 106. Burrow at the 107. So the top 5 off the board. Jefferson, Barkley, Lamb, Gibbs, and Kyle, that pick that Jason just mentioned, at the 112. Amon-Ra St. Brown starts off our second round. Puka, Genty, Nico, Neighbors. So the last 5 people in the draft, no QBs with the first 2 picks. I did that last year in a super flex. Did not work out well for me. It is viable for sure, but you do eventually. What happens is you do back yourself into taking quarterbacks when maybe some other values on the board. It's just the gamble.
For that league, Andy, was that a best ball league?
It was.
So best ball is certainly a bit different because you can't manage your roster. You can't, go if there is a backup that isn't picked up, and you can stash. And in a best ball, I mean, you're drafting how many rounds? Like
22.
Yeah. So in a super flex best ball, I would say it is less viable to go with a later round quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say in a super flex best ball, I think I took 4. I think took 4 or 5 late, and it literally was a nightmare. It was terrible. It was like Daniel Jones and Bryce Young and Derek Carr. I had nobody. I basically ended up with nobody. So just throwing that out there. We had Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Derrick Henry. Interestingly, the next quarterback off the board, not Baker, not Kyler, not Patrick Mahomes. It's Bo Nix at 208.
All right.
I don't mind it. He was the quarterback 7 last year, and he basically did nothing for the first month. With me being back on the clock now, I look at the tiers of different positions. Obviously, I could take the number 1 tight end, or at running back and wide receiver, I want studs there. And so at running back, there's a lot of guys I like. I look at the list: Achane, Bucky Irving, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Kyron, Chase Brown. Love all of them. Omari Hampton. So I'll probably get one of those guys back to me. At wide receiver, there's only 2 guys that I really like. Like the top 10 wide receivers to me are clear cut. And there's only 2 left, Drake London and A.J. Brown. And A.J. Brown's a little hurt right now. So I'll easily pull the trigger to get one of those top 10 wide receivers, and then I'll take the leftovers of that tier of running backs that I like.
Yeah, Ladd McConkey's on the board, obviously. Marv's still there. JSN, who I like. I probably am okay swinging back around to the wide receivers here, especially with A.J. Brown's injury. I'll go ahead and pull the trigger on Achane. I know that the injury risk is out there, but I want to be clear about this. Like, there's one single injury analyst that has made the comment that he's going to miss 3 games. I have went out there and done the research and looked. That's an ambitious prediction when somebody doesn't know the ins and outs of the specific injury. It's also not coming from the Dolphins. That's not what they're saying. Maybe he misses 1, but look, there's a big difference between 1 and 3 to start the year. Achane, Jalen Wright's hurt, right? Madison's gone. Like, Achane, if he's healthy, and getting him this late in the draft,
and I think
it feels like this is the time to pull the trigger, going way behind some other names.
Another name to say that isn't there for the Dolphins when we're talking about Achane is Jonnu Smith, because the targets that Jonnu had in that area, I mean, Devon Achane's going to be near 100 targets.
So I'm going to go with the confidence play on Achane being okay, even if it takes a game or 2. Mike with Lamar in the first round. I have Daniels and Achane, Jason with Hurts and London. You've got Lamar. You've got a pick here.
Yep, I agree with Jason's assessment of the wide receivers. I get that the injury is a concern, but I'm a little surprised you didn't go with the Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown stack. But that's all right, because I'll take A.J. Brown.
All right, A.J. Brown off the board as we get towards the back of the second round. Chase Brown, after A.J. Brown, finishing out the second. We'll take a break, and we'll jump into the third. All right, Julia started with Josh Allen, goes Chase Brown, Omari, and Hampton to start the third round. Mike, you're back on the clock, Lamar and A.J. Brown?
I am. I made a calculated move going with the wide receiver. of like, does Chase Brown come back to me?
No, he
did not. But it was going to put me in quite the pickle because I love Chase Brown. Chase Brown is my guy, but the news in Indianapolis shifted around my rankings.
You fart face. You
Johnny
stupid
Taylor.
fart face. I knew.
Jonathan Taylor is higher in my rankings now than Chase Brown because I think that Daniel Jones will, like, the passing work is more secure for Taylor. Is Jones the quarterback the whole season? I don't know, but Jonathan Taylor was already a good pick. But if we're gonna get those receptions in there, he is a elite pick.
He's my number 6 running back right now.
That's where he is for
when
me
you talk
too.
about you're outside of that, the big 5 of Bijan, Barkley, McCaffrey, Henry, and Gibbs, then he is that next guy up of the next tier. For me, he's my number 1. So I was wanting him when I was looking at London or Jonathan Taylor, and I knew you were going to be the one to take him. I really did.
That's right.
All right, I have Jaden and A-Chan. I'm going to, it's a mock draft. I'm going to toy around here. I know that there are 5 teams, actually 6, after me that will pick twice. 6 that don't have quarterbacks. So I'm actually going to pull the trigger on a second quarterback right here, and I'm going to take a player that I have a great deal of confidence in this year. Not the highest quarterback by ADP, but I'm going to go Baker Mayfield here in the 3rd. And I want to just see what happens with the rest of the quarterbacks on the way back through.
Laser.
And I like the depth at wide receiver a little bit more. So, Jason, you're back on the clock. Jalen Hurts, Drake London.
I've got Jalen Hurts, Drake London. I'm looking for a running back here. I could take the tight end, but with real stud running backs to still have as my running back 1, I'm not going to take him over the tight end position. They'll score more points. It would be between 3 players I really like, Kyron Williams, Josh Jacobs, and Bucky Irving. I have no shares of Bucky Irving. He is highest in my half PPR rankings. I think is a fun pick. I didn't like when he was being picked as like the running back 6, running back 7 early in the offseason. But at this point, I'm not sure what running back number he is, but it definitely feels appropriate for him.
Kyron goes next. Jason taking Bucky over Kyron. Very
11, running back 11.
Very interesting. But Brock Bowers off the board. Josh Jacobs off the board. Papa Josh refusing to draft a quarterback so far. Jefferson, Neighbors, Ken Walker. And that's where we're at in the 3rd round. Where are you right now, Mike? Temperature check on Ken Walker.
So the temperature check is I haven't moved him. Let me go. He is my running back 17. I do believe that Charms will get more playtime than he has, and it will be closer to a timeshare. But honestly, he's like Ken Walker probably could use that. Someone else to come in here and take some snaps, take some hits. I think when the real high value touches, like when it comes to the receiving game, I can't remember who. I think it was maybe PFF tweeted it out, but of just like Ken Walker in the last 2 years is one of the highest rated pass catching running backs for them. And
I just don't think he's going to get that pass catching work this year.
I think because
we got a new quarterback and Sharp's very capable there, so I'm a little worried about it.
It's a different system, but I'm saying I think that I would project that Ken Walker will still get that goal line. I still think it's Ken Walker. There's probably going to be a few here and there where it'll be Sharps, but overall I haven't moved him with the smoke starting to rise of the timeshare.
Well, and if you don't draft him, you do not have to worry about the injury risk. That is the one piece of Ken Walker. JSN goes next. Trey McBride, Chuba Hubbard, and Ladd McConkey drops all the way to 312. Thought that was interesting. He was the one that I would have taken at 303 had I not taken a quarterback. The quarterback run begins. Herbert goes ahead of Mahomes, who goes ahead of Kyler, who goes ahead of Goff. 4 in a row here in the 4th round. Travion Henderson to Papa Josh at the 405. Drake May off the board as the second quarterback for the Falcon, who has Burrow already. So Burrow-Drake May combination. T. Higgins off the board at 407. So we've got 2 teams through 4 rounds with no quarterbacks playing the later round quarterback gamble situation. Producer Borland went with George Kittle in the 4th round. Jason back on the clock. Hurts, London, Irving. Nice and balanced. You can go where you want.
I would have stayed equally balanced and probably taken George Kittle there, but producer Borland grabbed him. So now I think there's a handful of running backs and wide receivers that I like. The quarterbacks, to me, they're in a tier where since I've already got Jalen Hurts, I'm fine playing the hero quarterback, having later guys with a stud. So I'm really just looking at running backs and wide receivers. And when I like a couple at both spots, what I do is I say, well, who do I like further down in which position? And if I scroll and I look at the running backs that are, a little bit further down the list, and I scroll and I look at some of the wide receivers a little bit further down the list, honestly, I prefer the running backs further down the list, which is surprising to me. I feel like at this point I'm tempted because it's a mock to take Breece Hall, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go a little bit higher upside here, a little bit riskier, a little bit more fun. I'm going to pull the trigger early on an RJ Harvey. I don't know if that's surprising to you guys, but the utilization
it's fine.
in that offense, I think he could very well be, you look at where Genty went and Omarion Hampton, I'll take the risky rookie.
All right, I'm going to go James Cook here in the fourth round. Mike, I guess you were looking at James Cook.
I was.
I'm going to stay at running back. Daniels, Achane, Mayfield, James Cook. There is, we had conversations yesterday about Travion Henderson, James Cook, right? That comparison in a draft. And to me, it just comes down to, do you have a running back already? James Cook is going to be so solid. He's not scoring 16 times, but solid is definitely going to be part of the equation for one of the best offenses in football. I went Cook. Mike, you're back on the clock. Lamar, A.J. Brown, Jonathan Taylor.
So this is the interesting point of the Superflex, where do you – I still have some top 10 guys for my projections who are left. Do you play the game of chicken?
Are you talking about quarterbacks?
Yeah. I still have some top 10 quarterbacks left. Play the game of chicken there. I wanted James Cook.
Some, but not many, probably, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just a handful of names.
So running back, ADP-wise on the list, we got Breece, we got Kamara, Connor, Mixon, Montgomery. We're thinning out there pretty fast. The wide receivers, though, there's still upside of Marv, Garrett, Tyreek, my guy, Tedero
You got the
McMillan.
quick turn here.
Yeah. So it's, man, I'm gonna take my highest rated wide receiver. I'm gonna go with Marv.
Yeah, I when I took Cook, I was kind of hoping Marv might slip through somehow. He doesn't, and probably should have known with Julia not having any wideouts. Mike, you went with Marv. Tedero McMillan, and then Caleb Williams off the board as the second quarterback for Julia. You're back, Mike. I know you're going to have a long wait here. There's a lot of good talent at non-quarterback positions available, but I'm curious where you're going to go.
So it's still the same running backs. I don't love them. And I'm going to
Breece Hall, Alvin Kamara,
for the mock,
Connor, Mixon.
For the mock, I'm going to let it ride with the quarterbacks. And we'll find out if I'm happy about that decision. And not everyone is in on Garrett as much as I am, but
Was that you wanting to draft Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was.
This point.
If I'm in the fifth round and I can get 170,000 targets, I'm going to take that. And I really, going Cook, I gambled that I'd get one of Harrison, McMillan, and Garrett Wilson. I thought one of those three would come around. I'm going to go with a guy that I think is worthy of a wide receiver one spot. I've got a long wait. I'm not letting him get by me. I think he's going to be the best pick in fantasy. Or close to it. I'm taking DK Metcalf.
My value pick from the value episode a couple days ago. Metcalf was on my short list. However, I have a wide receiver who is still in my top 12 wide receivers above DK Metcalf.
Fancy.
Personally left on the board. So this is what I was talking about when I took the RJ Harvey pick. I loved Metcalf. I loved Garrett Wilson. I loved Marv. And above all of them, I loved Mike Evans. Yes, he's older.
Yeah, you are... You're on that train.
I am. And that's not to take anything away from Egbuka, one of my guys, but a lot of the reasons I like Egbuka were, you can't forget, they also apply to Mike Evans. Like Chris Godwin's not there to start the year, McMillan's not there.
So do you feel like, though, taking Evans? I don't know. Egbuka probably doesn't make it back to you.
I don't think I would take both. Usually where Egbuka is, there are other guys I like as well.
Right.
So I would choose one or the other.
Some interesting names dropping right now, and I know everyone's listening, but that's how it goes. Tyreek Hill still on the board. Now he's off the board at 5'10".
That is, man.
That is.
He'll be such an interesting case. He'll be nice, Mike.
Andy didn't like it.
Andy didn't like that. He was a little sour for Andy.
Oh man,
Yeah, I mean, you guys.
I don't like fun.
No, I like fun. You guys you've had like a few duds in a row.
Wow, he's dying on this hill.
Yeah.
Oh, I did it again!
Man.
Bank shot.
So bad. All right, here go the quarterbacks, Mike. I don't think you're going to get any of your top tier guys back.
No.
Dak, Brock, Kamara, Jordan Love, James Conner, Tyreek, Cam Ward off the board. That's an interesting pick ahead of some of these other guys. Travis Hunter at 5'12", C.J. Stroud, Travis Kelce, DJ Moore, Breece Hall, Caleb Johnson. Jamison Williams is gone. That was the dream. Have him all the way.
Bet's got me.
Come all the way back. Justin Fields now off the board.
Bet's got me.
Was that part of why you went Garrett Wilson?
That was the gamble. Does Justin Fields make it back? And I would say in a home league, I bet he does. But Matthew Betts threw my plan into the furnace.
So Al Borland on the clock. He has Jamar Chase, Bo Nix, Kyron, Kittle, and Dak. He goes with Terry McLaurin, who's still unsigned, but obviously upside in the 6th round here behind Jamison Williams. Puts Jason on the clock. Jason and Mike still one quarterback deep. We saw 6 go off the board in that run. You had some teams at the back of the draft that had not taken them in the first 3 rounds. So you saw a lot off the board now sitting at the quarterback position: McCarthy, Trevor Lawrence, Michael Penix, Bryce Young, Tua, Stafford, Geno, the starters left, Darnold. Jason, you're on the clock.
Yeah, so it had some of the better quarterbacks slip down to me here. I would have taken a quarterback at this point. When I look at there's 3 teams on the turn. 2 of them have 2 quarterbacks. There are at least 2 quarterbacks I like here, so I don't care about taking a quarterback here. Therefore, I'm going to go with a running back or a wide receiver. I was close. I wouldn't have taken him over Mike Evans, so I didn't take him last round, but I almost wanted to for that stack. Devontae Smith is awesome. He's always been a guy I love. He's great for fantasy, and I've got Jalen Hurts, so I'm going to complete the stack and add him.
Well, I'm completing a stack as well. Emeka Egbuka is off the board.
Nice.
I'm taking him to go with Baker. I could have gone Evans the round before, but I went Metcalf, and I come back with Egbuka. I feel better about that combo.
It's funny. Your decision probably just flip-flopped those exact picks. Like, you would have ended up – I would have had –
If I had taken –
I would have had Devontae Smith and DK Metcalf, and you would have had – or
you would have taken Devontae Smith in the 5th?
No, I think he's saying he would have had Metcalf and Ibuka.
Yes.
Oh,
Metcalf
had
and
I
Ibuka.
gone Evans. I got you. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that's interesting with us going back-to-back. Mike took Garrett Wilson last round. Shaping up nicely. You have a quick turn here.
Yeah, I wish Fields had dropped Fields or Dak. That was the I didn't figure Dak would make it back, but Fields was my sneaky guy that I was hoping would get through. He did not. I'm going to go with the running back who I'm growing more and more comfortable by the day because
I know what you're going to say.
Because I'm not hearing anything about the other players on the team. And I'm taking Isaiah Pacheco. The Kansas City running back, the fact that no one is really talking about the other players. I guess we heard negativity about
Richard?
No, there was some buzz about him, but Mitchell, Elijah Mitchell, they're saying has not necessarily played himself onto the roster yet. Kareem Hunt is old, dealing with that stuff. Where Pacheco looked so bad when he came back, and he came back probably too early from his injury, and has had enough time that I think that Pacheco's ready to go. So now I'm looking at quarterback. Matthew Betts is trying to confuse me in the chat by saying it's Hunt's job to lose, and he said, "Oh, sorry, I meant Pacheco." Betts, you're very confusing. I'm going to take an upside pick because it's my QB2. I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence.
I like that pick a lot.
All right, Trevor Lawrence with Liam Cohen this year.
Let's say I don't love Lawrence. Like I have Geno Smith ranked above Trevor Lawrence, but he's my QB2, and I'm going for ceiling.
Trevor
here.
Lawrence is at over 4,000 yards both of the seasons he's been healthy. And you've got Liam Cohen. So you definitely have – and you got players you love, right? Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. Maybe even Brenton Strange gets involved. All right, I'm back on the clock. I actually feel like I have a tough choice here. I was hoping Devontae Adams would swing back around and I would just make that easy call.
Dude, it was a good value. At the 6'12", Devontae.
Yeah, he ended up going after Pacheco, Sutton, and then Mike went with Lawrence. I am staring down just like these high ADP question marks. Rashee Rice, how long's the suspension?
Mm-hmm.
Joe Mixon, does he play week 1 or not at all? Both of those are outcomes. The next highest ADP is somebody
Gotta
like
love that.
Quinshon Judkins, right? Or Worthy, who's dependent on Rashee Rice. So believe it or not, with a long wait ahead of me, I'm just going to take my guy. I'm going to take Tyler Warren. I'm going to
Okie dokie.
It's a 7th round Tyler Warren selection after Kelsey, McBride, Bowers, and Kittle. I took him over Laporta. I am going upside with Tyler Warren because I feel really cozy with that, and I don't think he comes back to me. And sometimes when you're at the first or at the beginning or the end of a draft, you have to wait a really, really long time. Now, what is the I hate you message from Kyle?
You took Tyler Warren.
Yeah,
so you
that's
wanted
his
Tyler
dude as
Warren.
well.
So I was exactly right that you would have taken
Know
him.
your league.
Yep,
Yeah.
know your league. So this is where I'm one of the few teams left with one quarterback. Thankfully, it's Jalen Hurts. I'm fine doing that with a stud. When I look at the quarterbacks left, J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix, Bryce Young, Tua, Stafford, Geno, Darnold, I don't want any of them so much over the other. I mean, I certainly have an order to those guys, but I'm fine if the chips fall. There's still other talented players here. I could take David Montgomery. I could take my tight end 4, which I think I'm going to do right here, is TJ Hawkinson. We talked about him getting off to a hawk start. And, when you're talking about the 7th round.
Somehow that one was not even one of your misses. That one was a hit.
Yeah. They're all hits, Andy. They're all hits.
I think you literally said brick after one of them.
Well, okay. Well,
And then you had to bank another one in. I'm just saying,
When
there's not a lot of switches.
the bank was open.
When you hit a brick, you hit something.
They are all hits, Mike.
See?
Thank you.
All right, we'll
We're
take
all
a
back,
break.
baby.
I didn't say airball.
Jason goes with Hawk. I said airball in my head. All right, Hawkinson at 7:04. We'll take a break and come back with the rest of this super draft. Okay, after Hawkinson in the 7th round here, Montgomery, Pickens, Worthy, Odunze, Flowers, DeAndre Swift, Waddle, Olave. The interesting names here, Swift, Aaron Jones, and Tony Pollard. All 3 of them very interesting names this late in the draft. All 3 of them starters. As of now, there is a high value in targets to the running back position.
And
Swift, Aaron Jones, and then Pollard's going to have all the work to start the year.
Swift was one of the Bears. They were one of the places I thought that Brian Robinson could have gone and really thrown an issue into the backfield of if Brian Robinson goes to the Bears, what does that room look like? Where, you can say, hey, he's going to take some snaps from Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey's still the clear-cut number 1. So the fact that problem has gone away, at least a potential problem, Swift still stays a good value in the 7th.
Jason has Drake London, Mike Evans, Devontae Smith at wide receiver, Bucky Irving and R.J. Harvey as his starting 2 running backs. Jalen Hurts, T.J. Hawkinson in the onesies, or I guess not the onesies.
The 1 and 2s.
In the 1 and 2s.
The ones
in
and
the
twos.
super flex. So you're back on the clock, Jay.
Yeah, so I was really hoping Mixon would fall. It's so funny. In real drafts right now, we're seeing Mixon fall, through the basement, into the earth. So I didn't know if he'd get back to me. I would have taken him as my running back 3. I need a running back 3, but I don't like the rest of the guys there. So I'll pull the trigger on a quarterback. And even though I think there are safer, maybe even higher upside combinations, like Geno Smith to me is very safe. He's not going anywhere. He's thrown for 30 touchdowns before. I want the double stack. I love in a super flex league when you could do a double stack. So I'm going to get Michael Penix.
All right.
And hope he takes that leap forward. Penix and Drake London with Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith. You can have massive outpourings of points when the wide receivers go off.
I'll take Rashee Rice here in the late 8th round. It's worth the
I
risk
definitely
to me.
would have taken him.
Would you? Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, my starters.
As my wide receiver 4?
Yeah, they've kind of been figured out, and so Rashee Rice is worth the gamble. It's not like Rashee Rice won't play football. He may not play at the beginning. He may not play at the end, but he will be playing a bunch of football,
Right.
and he's going to be productive. So I'll take Rashee Rice here in the 8th round at the value.
So going with Trevor Lawrence, I can say I'm okay with the decision, but what played out with only 2 quarterbacks going after that, I would have much rather gone George Pickens there. But again,
This is why you mock.
Yeah, you're doing the mocks, and it's the hardest thing to for sure know is like when will that the sprinkling, the runs are done, but when those couple sprinklings of quarterbacks, so yeah, Superflex you do need a third. Let me just take a little peek. Bryce is there, Tua, Stafford, Geno. Not overly excited. I only have 2 running backs at this point. The starter tier has kind of thinned out. Has almost fully thinned out, except for the like Jacksonville, who is the starter.
Javonte's a starter.
Javonte, dude,
You're your guy, man. Don't be a coward.
my guy.
You love Javonte.
What are you doing?
Javonte Williams.
Don't you do this to me?
Mike Wright is Javonte Williams' biggest fan.
How dare you? Looking at the running backs like Charbs or Jordan Mason, they're very appealing right here. Looking at the tight end position, which I have not looked at the whole draft, Laporta. Ooh, Laporta is very interesting right here. Laporta and David Njoku. Trying to look at the turn. Julia only has 2 running backs, so maybe I will go that direction. I'm going to take Charbs.
All right, Zach Charbonnet off the board to Mike in the 8th round. So Pacheco, Lawrence, Charbs, the last 3 picks.
Oh,
Eckler off the board at 8-12.
I approve that pick.
Stephon Diggs at 901. I like that pick as well. There is value at wide receiver right now on the board.
There really is.
There's quite a bit of it. So,
I think, real quick, to speak to the Eckler thing while you look at your guys' picks, Eckler is a name that you have to highlight. Like I was hoping he came back.
Yeah.
Because his ADP.
I think everyone in the draft was
hoping. Someone's going to take him way above the ADP because it doesn't make sense for, the ADP can't catch up in time.
Right.
And so you don't want to forget about him and have him too low in your range. If you got the UDK, you can actually highlight players where on your sheet it'll be like, oh, I know they're lower, but I want to target them.
All right, Mike, you get to pull the trigger here. 9th round pick, 4 picks left. You are still in a position to grab a tight end. I'm wondering if that's where you're going to go. You've got 2 quarterbacks, 3 wide, 3 running backs.
What the player I really, really want to take is Josh Downs, but the hamstring is concerning at this point. But this late in the draft, so I mean, as my wide receiver 4, taking a look at who's taking tight ends, I'm just going to do it anyways. I'm going to take Josh Downs. He can recover on my bench.
I'm taking Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason, my 3rd running back off the board. I was hoping he'd slip through. He did. He'll pair with Achane and James Cook. Jason back on the clock, has his 2nd quarterback of Michael Penix, the double stack, has Hawkinson. You're free to roam, Jason.
Free to go wherever I want, but with only Bucky Irving and R.J. Harvey, I do feel a little bit obligated with 3 good wide receivers to go running back here.
Would you have gone Jordan Mason?
He was in consideration. I don't know that I would have gone. I mean, I want to know if I should go crazy, which to me is Quinshon Judkins. There's a chance that he plays the vast majority of the year, doesn't get suspended. There's a chance he misses a ton of the season and then gets off to a late time. Are you talking about
Javonte Williams is there, Jason's guy.
Don't put that on me.
We all know that Jason Moore is synonymous with Javonte
I am actually going to take a guy who is
Jason.
I am
Jasonte. That
see?
makes sense.
I'm going to take a guy who might even be more disgusting to you, Mike, and it is one of my guys in the sense that I know you two disagree. You guys do not have Travis Etienne as the primary.
I do not.
First running back to have
That's
from the
correct.
Jacksonville
We don't.
Jaguars. I definitely do still.
Okay, you do, but Jacksonville doesn't.
TBD. Okay, TBD. I do think Travis
TBD,
Etienne.
JAC.
Travis Etienne will be their starter. He will definitely be their pass catching back. That will not be Tank Bigsby. I know he caught a screen pass.
Oh,
in
that must have
preseason.
infuriated you.
Yeah.
No,
when he caught that ball,
okay.
you must have hated it so much. You must be like,
It's unfair because I love Tank Bigsby.
Yeah.
no, it doesn't sound like it. Javonte, you're thinking of Javonte.
I think you guys believe that Travis
hold on.
Etienne.
Oh, he went off the board?
Yeah, sorry.
Bill Krosky.
Continue.
909, sorry.
Yeah, I think you guys have the good coaching fallacy where you believe Tank should be the guy, And so you refuse to believe that it will be
No, I
the guy
don't.
they've used in the passing game for years.
Who's they?
Trevor Lawrence, the
What happened-
Jacksonville
What
Jaguars.
happened last year?
Well, he was still involved in the passing
Yeah.
game. He was very
did it
inefficient on
work
the
out?
ground.
I just mean that the they has changed. The they
You're
is now
saying the
Liam
coaching
Cohen.
staff
Yes.
has changed, yeah. So it TBD. but
39 for 254 last year.
I
Played almost
do,
every game.
I do think that the Jacksonville running backs, while disgusting right now, will be a value to someone.
It's
It's very
I agree
possible.
with that.
It's just I don't think we believe Tank Bigsby should be given the job. I think we believe that he's going to score the most fantasy points of a group of committee backs that maybe none of them are startable and exciting. Judkins, Ridley, Samuel, Laporta finally goes. Bill at 909.
Bill Krowski. Well, he could play the violin on a piano.
Okay,
I think it's
waiting.
with a piano.
I was waiting.
No, he does it on a piano.
Jacoby Myers, Cooper Kupp off the board at 912. J.K. Dobbins, Njoku, Tracy. We got some more quarterbacks off the board. Tua, the second quarterback off the board for the Kyler manager. Darnold, the second quarterback off the board for the Goff manager. And then Javonte Williams, Juwan Jennings, Bryce Young. It turns out we were saying all that stuff about Javonte, how much Mike liked him, how much Jason liked him. Turns out it's Papa
it was
Josh.
Papa Josh.
The old one.
Papa Josh likes him the most. Okay. Bryce Young off the board. Khalil Shakir off the board. Jason, you're back. You have a chance to, go Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby combo.
I could, in fact, do that. There's a lot of players here that I still like. There's wide receivers with upside like Jaden Reed, Jaden Higgins, any of the Jadens. At running back, since Etienne is not a guarantee, Harvey is not a guarantee, I'm going to take one more running back. I'm going to take another shot at a high upside guy, a player that I adore. I think he is an amazing player. Whether he will get the opportunity or not for a bad offense, it's usually a bad bet. That's why he's in the 10th round here. Cam Scadaboo, rookie for the Giants.
Yeah, he did. He played last night. That was great to see him out there. I am depressed. A lot of players I wanted, they all went. Calvin Ridley, Deebo Samuel, Jacoby Myers, all great values at this stage in the draft. Khalil Shakir, I don't know why he's going so late. That's probably a wild one. But let me see if this guy's still around. That's how. Nope, he's not.
Oh man,
Who are you wondering?
I was wondering about Keon Coleman. I must have missed him. I probably read his name and literally missed him going. Where did he end up going?
in every live draft,
I don't think he's going.
a player gets drafted a second time. It always happens if you've ever done a live one.
I do not see Keon Coleman anywhere.
Yeah, you can
He's
draft
on the
Keon
board.
Coleman.
Yeah,
You may still
That's
draft
why you
him.
don't see him.
Oh,
You're
I'm
searching
in the
for him
ro-
under the running back tab or
Yeah,
something?
that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing. I'm going to take Keon Coleman.
The Q is the paper icon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, perfect. Listen up, everybody. I don't know if you can bounce back to my camera for a second.
I don't. Okay, well, go ahead.
The draft, if you are using Sleeper on your phone, it says draft.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I don't need this. I'm an idiot.
spotlight is
I'm
on.
the idiot. Don't forget that part. It says draft. On the desktop, it's a plus. It says
All
draft.
right, give me the spotlight. Give me the spotlight. Because I know. Sleeper. We love you guys. We've worked with you forever. On web, just change that plus to a draft button. You got the button already.
Oh, so
I've
you
seen
agree.
it.
You're in full agreement.
It should say draft.
Yeah.
Just make it easy.
Because the Q button does have a plus on it. There's double plus. We don't need a double plus.
I like that Andy is straw manning over here to make us
Big
forget
time.
that
Big
he tried to search
time.
for Keon Coleman in the running backs.
Oh, he's taken.
Look, very, very positive Keon Coleman news. Not something that we're so close to our League of Record draft. There's stuff I almost don't want to say now.
Oh, my gosh.
I hate that. Like, obviously I say it,
Yeah.
but it's like we're so
But
close
you hate
to it.
to say it.
But you hate to say it, and this is one of the things. Keon Coleman, if you listen to the players at that organization, they basically, I think one of them literally said his DNA changed, like he got it like modified. Like he's a different human.
Like he got the ooze?
Like something.
got mutated?
Like there's Keon Coleman last year, busted.
Uh-huh.
Then there's Keon Coleman this offseason.
What animal?
At every meeting, at every practice,
Bird?
all over everything, like the dude. So like, and Jason's been vocal about that's the guy you take the shot on. But Keon Coleman, I think, is very interesting.
Sure. All right, I am up. I am looking at my opponent who is on the turn. Julia does not have a tight end. While there's a couple who I am okay with, I will not take the chance on losing Tucker Kraft.
Tucker Kraft off the board. You did pass on Laporta a couple times and came back with Kraft. Not bad. Colston Loveland off the board now at the last pick of the 10th round. Addison is gone.
Now,
Mike, you're back.
I am back. Colston Loveland would have been the pick, but I really, really believe in Tucker Kraft as a top 5, maybe even a little bit more upside. I want to leave with a third quarterback to have on my bench, and if I don't go here, I will not get a starter for that. So you got Stafford, you got Geno, Rodgers. Those are if I'm looking right, those are the 3 that you can feel
Daniel Jones is there.
What I'm saying, you can feel confident they will start the year.
Okay.
Unless injury, where it's like Daniel Jones can get benched at some point. Russ.
You're going to make my pick for me, Mike, because I was going to take a third quarterback, and so whoever
I'm going to take the guy who has a fully functional vertebrae and spine and back. So I'm going to go with Geno.
Yeah, I'm actually I don't care about vertebrae. Let me see if I can find the right button to click. Yeah, Matthew Stafford on the roster. Jason, you are back on the clock.
We are in lockstep here. The third quarterback in a super flex league is pretty valuable. There won't be a waiver wire. There will be bye weeks. There will be injuries. So you want to take some. And I agree with you guys. And the order you would have gone. I would have gone Geno Smith, Matthew Stafford, followed by Aaron Rodgers. So since I've only got Michael Penix, I want a third quarterback on the roster.
All right. We are nearing the end of this super flex. I don't know how you guys feel about your teams right now. I've got Achane, Cook, and Mason at running back, Metcalf, Egbuka, Rice, and Coleman at my wide receiver spots, Stafford, Mayfield, and Daniels with Tyler Warren as my tight end. I feel okay about this. Mayfield was a little bit of a gamble in the third, and I look at, what I've been just as comfortable taking Bucky there and then coming back with a Drake May. Probably not as comfortable, no. But I guess I probably would not have gotten any of that run. Yeah, I preceded that run. So Herbert, Mahomes, Murray, Goff, and May all went, and I would not have got them. So I would have had to turn to Caleb or Dak. Yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah, no, I think you did it right. I'm pretty happy with how my team is
so good at this
is turning out as well. Bucky Irving, R.J. Harvey, Etienne, and Scadaboo at running back. London, Evans, Devontae Smith with Jalen Hurts, Penix, and Aaron Rodgers with Hawkinson at the onesie. I'm going to look at the wide receiver position since I've only got 3.
The last handful of guys off the board, just some highlights here. Braylon Allen went off the board in the 11th round. We saw Jaden Higgins go. Daniel Jones did go. So did Anthony Richardson. And then Evan Ingram would have been my final pick if he had made it back through. I would have been willing to take a second tight end if Ingram, the PPR
just in
guy,
case because of the Bailey trade.
Yeah, exactly. So just take the shot on him. But he just went. So Jason, final pick.
Yeah, I'm going to take Cedric Tillman with Joe Flacco there. We saw Tillman do some special things in his sophomore year in a short stretch, and then he had the concussion. But he appears locked in to me as a starter for the Browns.
I'll take Godwin. With the final pick.
I would have taken Godwin if I wasn't the Evans manager. I didn't want to deal with both of that. So, yeah, that makes sense.
I am the Egbuka manager, and I did want to deal with it.
Okay.
With my last pick, I'm going to take a running back. ADP wise, it's Najee, Ramondre, Spears, Trey Benson.
I'll throw a name out for you.
Oh, please.
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb is who I actually am going to draft.
I was just letting people. You were setting up to Nick Chubb. My bad.
I was letting people know ADP wise who is there, and Nick Chubb feels like a pretty boring floor pick. But what if Joe Mixon is that hurt?
It's definitely possible. I was just looking at this. Like if I go to the Deucer camp, they just show up right there in the 3 boxes. Just like
it looks
us.
great.
Look at that.
Wow. Neat.
Good looking.
It's like we
not as
it.
good looking. Good looking.
I do appreciate that Jeremy placed his on the top.
Yes.
Of course.
I'm sure that was intentional.
All right, you can weigh in on all of our mistakes in the YouTube comments or
the teams
on the Twitter.
Read the teams.
Well, yeah, we went. Did you not go through yours?
I didn't.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, why don't you go ahead?
So my team at quarterback, I got Lamar, Trevor Lawrence, and Geno. Got Geno in the 11th. I think that's fabulous. My wide receivers are A.J. Brown, Marv, Garrett Wilson, and Josh Downs. I like that a lot. Johnny Taylor, Pacheco, Charbonnet, and Nick Chubb, and then Tucker Kraft is my tight end.
Metcalf, Igbuka, Rice, Coleman, and Godwin at wideout. Achane, Cook, and Mason. Little thin at running back. Daniels, Mayfield, Stafford at quarterback in a super flex, and Tyler Warren's my tight end.
Jalen Hurts, Michael Penix, Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, Drake London, Mike Evans, Devontae Smith, and Cedric Tillman at wide receiver. At running back, I've got Bucky Irving, R.J. Harvey, Travis Etienne, and Cam Scatterbo with Hawkinson at tight end.
What was that name again?
Hawkinson.
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 What? Where?
Why am I saying what? Wait.
So let me set the stage for next week's shows as we head into the weekend. We want to wish you a lot of luck in your drafts. Hopefully you are well equipped. You got the ultimate draft kit. We'd love to see you in the Megala Bowl, megalabowl.com. That would be awesome. But next week we have busts. So a busts episode. We have a bold predictions show. We got a fantasy time machine episode. That's one of my favorites. We've got fantasy MVP picks with a bunch of special guests on that episode. And we'll have another mock draft, our final mock draft of the entire year. All of that happening next week. And after next week, we don't have any more weeks without football.
Correct.
Like regular season football. So that is going to be super exciting. Also wanted to let people know a couple of things. One is obviously you can go and watch the full episodes on YouTube, youtube.com/thefantasyfootballers. We also just released a brand new clips channel. So we have a separate YouTube channel where we'll be breaking up the highlights of different episodes into smaller bites and clips. And so if you want to watch all of those,
subscribe to there and watch. And the best way to find it, because it's brand new, we just launched it. It's Fantasy Footballers Clips. It might not come up in the search, so just go to the Footballers YouTube and scroll down, and you can see the linked channels. But that'll give you, the direct-to-content, bite-sized consumable stuff that I think a lot of people have been wanting. So if that is you, go subscribe.
Absolutely. So
Did I get traded?
Adam Thielen, is he still?
I don't know. Go ask your wife.
Okay.
I mean, it's a purple background.
It's a purple background with big news coming.
Oh, we do have updates on that.
Uh-oh.
The Athletics' Diana Rossini reports, quote, financial hurdles remain before any potential Adam Thielen Vikings reunion can occur.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think it's going to happen. So, all right, that'll do it for today's episode of the show. Shout out to the Deucers and the entire team that took part in today's Super Mock. We appreciate all of you, and except the ones that took the players I wanted. Catch you next week.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.